In the complex world of the young and the restless, there is no shortage of tangled relationships and dark secrets. One of the most painful and tense stories right now is the love story between Nate Hastings and Audra Charles. Their love, which seemed like an ideal relationship, began to face storms when secrets about Audra's past, especially her relationship with Damian Kane, began to be exposed. The relationship between Nate and Audra. Nate Hastings, a talented doctor who always tries to do the right thing, always believes in Audra. He loves her deeply and is ready to build a solid future with her. Audra, a beautiful, intelligent and charming woman, conquers Nate with her confidence and ability to create a perfect image. She makes Nate feel that he is a lucky man to have her in his life. What Nate doesn't know, however, is that Audra not only has feelings for him, but also has a complicated past that she has never shared. An important man in her past is Damian Kane, a man who can make anyone wary. The two have had a secret relationship, a relationship that Audra has never told Nate about. But these secrets cannot be hidden forever. Nate and Damian's chance encounter one day, when Nate was not suspecting anything, he accidentally witnessed a scene that broke his heart. In a private area of the city, Nate caught Audra sharing a passionate kiss with Damian Kane. This immediately made Nate feel like his whole world was collapsing around him. He couldn't understand why Audra would betray him so publicly. The feelings of trust and love he had for her suddenly turned cold. Nate couldn't control his emotions at that moment. He was angry and hurt, but he couldn't stop thinking about why Audra could do that. Was her relationship with Damian just an old relationship that she couldn't let go of? Or was there something deeper hidden behind this action? It made Nate feel so betrayed that he couldn't accept it. Audra explains the kiss. When she faced Nate, Audra felt cornered. She knew that she couldn't keep hiding the truth forever. Audra would have to find a way to explain the kiss to Damian. She might claim that it was just a moment of weakness, a loss of control when faced with old feelings. She might say that Damian had reappeared in her life when she was having a hard time, and that was why she had been sneaking around with him. But would Nate accept that explanation? While Audra professes her love for Nate, the truth is that her heart is still not completely over her past. This will surely hurt Nate deeply. How can he continue to love a woman who he feels is not completely sincere to him? Audra, while she may have a good reason for her actions, will have a hard time convincing Nate that she is completely worthy of his trust and affection. The secret of Damian and Lily. As the meeting with Damian is revealed, Nate begins to realize another truth. Audra, in a conversation with Holden Novak, shares that Damian may be staying in Genoa City because of a woman. This leaves Nate confused. He wonders if it is Lily Winters, someone he tried to introduce to Damian before. Nate knows that Damian and Lily met once, but did they actually build some kind of relationship after that? What are Audra and Damian up to that Nate doesn't know? As Nate looks back on his past, he can't help but wonder if all of these events are connected to Lily's private life. She was once the object of Damian's interest, but can Nate understand these complicated relationships without hurting the people he loves? Nate realizes that he is not only facing Audra's betrayal, but also facing harsh truths about the woman he cares about, Lily Winters. Nate's mixed feelings and decision. Although he still loves Audra, Nate begins to feel an inescapable distance between them. The feeling of betrayal has made it impossible for him to trust her anymore. Although Audra may try to explain and convince Nate that things are not as they seem, the truth is that Nate cannot bear to be deceived in this relationship any longer. Nate must decide whether he can forgive Audra and rebuild their relationship, or whether he must find a way to escape a woman he once trusted but who is now the source of deep hurt. Meanwhile, Audra will have to face her own decisions. Will she have the strength to let go of her past and accept Nate's love once again? Or will she continue to follow the path that Damian has laid out, hurting everyone around her? The battle between love, betrayal, and loyalty in the young and the restless will not end easily. These secrets will create strong waves, possibly changing the future of the characters we love. In the world full of complicated relationships and unrevealed secrets of the young and the restless, a story is gradually revealing hidden corners that not everyone can accept. One of the most shocking secrets recently is the encounter between Audra and Holden Novak, a man with a past she has never revealed, along with the tense relationship between Audra and Nate Hastings. This story not only sheds light on the connection between Audra and Holden, but also opens up a series of unanswered questions, causing Nate, and others, to question what is really going on in her life. The relationship between Audra and Holden. Audra Charles, a charming and impressive woman, has built a life full of class and mystery. She always appears confident and steadfast in the relationships she participates in, especially with Nate Hastings. However, these relationships begin to show cracks when an old name appears in Audra's life, Holden Novak. When Audra and Holden meet again, a previously untold connection begins to be exposed, and it causes Nate to ask many questions. Audra cannot hide the truth about her relationship with Holden forever, especially when it becomes more and more obvious. When she decides to confess to Nate that she recognized Holden when they first met, this leaves Nate confused. Why did Audra hide this? Why didn't she say anything about this connection before? For Nate, Audra's lack of honesty from the beginning is confusing and hurtful. Audra explains that although she knew Holden when they were in Los Angeles, when she worked with Tucker McCall, she thought his real name was Damien. This not only leaves Nate baffled, but also raises an important question: does Audra know Nate's half-brother, who he has never really mentioned? This question not only makes Nate feel uneasy about the unclear connection, but also makes him reconsider the whole truth about Audra's past. Audra admits her relationship with Holden. As the conversation gets heated, Audra decides to admit that she has dated Holden a few times in the past. However, she also insists that it wasn't a serious relationship and that there was nothing to worry about. However, for Nate, these words do little to ease his feelings of betrayal. It's hard to believe that someone like Audra, who has always been steadfast and loyal in her relationship with him, could keep such a secret. Will Nate be able to accept this truth? This becomes even more complicated when Audra reveals that Holden is not only an old friend she dated, but also someone who has helped her out of difficult situations. Holden came to Audra's rescue from some unsavory music directors, a favor she feels she owes him. Although Nate could understand that this was a good deed, the fact that Audra still maintained a close relationship with Holden, despite what she had said about their relationship, made Nate feel uncomfortable. Secrets regarding Damien and Nate. The conversation between Audra and Nate did not stop at just acknowledging Audra's past relationships. One of the important questions that Nate could not ignore was the connection between Holden and Damien Kane. When Audra explained about meeting Holden, she also could not help but mention Damien's name, who could be the reason Holden decided to stay in Genoa City. This made Nate suspicious. Why was there a connection between Holden and Damien? Was Damien staying because of a woman, and if so, was it Lily Winters, the woman Nate had introduced to Damien before? This not only leaves Nate confused, but also raises questions about the complex relationships he was unaware of. Nate recalls that he tried to introduce Lily to Damien, but it seems that things have changed. Now, Nate is faced with the possibility that one of the women he cares about may be the reason behind Holden and Damien's actions. Feelings of betrayal and distrust begin to eat away at Nate, as he realizes that things are not as they seem. While Nate deals with Audra's betrayal and the truth about her past, she also has to deal with her own complicated emotions. Audra explains that she never intended to hide it from Nate, but only because she didn't want to hurt him. However, what she didn't realize was that not telling the truth in the first place made Nate feel abandoned and betrayed. Their relationship, although built on love and trust, is now filled with suspicion and tension. Audra also explains that keeping Holden and what happened in the past a secret wasn't something she did out of bad intentions, but because she didn't want to complicate Nate's feelings. However, she also realizes that she can't keep it a secret any longer. Her true feelings and what she experienced with Holden will always be a part of her past, and it's something she can't forget, whether she wants to or not. Nate's decision. As all the secrets begin to come out, Nate is faced with a difficult decision. Can he continue to trust Audra, and can he accept her past without feeling betrayed? Audra's explanations do nothing to ease the pain Nate feels. Their relationship will change forever, and Nate will have to think carefully before making a final decision. Audra, meanwhile, must also face the consequences of keeping the truth from her. While she may have had good reasons, she cannot change what has happened. Can she mend her relationship with Nate and find a way to heal the cracks in his heart, or will she face a greater loss, the loss of the love she once believed in? Ultimately, the secrets of Holden, Damien, and Lily will continue to be important factors in Audra and Nate's relationship. Unanswered questions will continue to haunt them, and their journey will continue to be challenging and complicated. The Young and the Restless often explore stories of love, betrayal, and forgiveness, and it's no surprise that the main characters face profound emotional challenges. One of the most notable stories right now is the relationship between Audra Charles and Nate Hastings. Misunderstandings, secrets, and dishonesty have brought their relationship to the brink of collapse. However, apologies, forgiveness, and honest conversations seem to be the bright spots that help them rebuild trust and love. Confession and forgiveness. When Audra finally decides to confront Nate and apologize for not confessing her relationship with Holden Novak sooner, she feels a deep sense of regret. Audra explains that keeping her past a secret has not been easy. She did not want Nate to face old memories, especially her encounters with Holden, a part of her life that she did not want to talk about. Audra admits that she tried to avoid her past, hoping that if Holden returned to Los Angeles, she would not have to face those memories again. However, reality was not so easy. Audra knows that she cannot keep quiet about her past forever. Not sharing those secrets with Nate made him feel betrayed, and this caused a serious rift in their relationship. However, she hopes that Nate will understand and forgive her. She hopes that he will not only look at the past, but will see the love and honesty she has for him in the present. While Audra worries about the hurt she caused Nate, she also feels that she cannot continue to live in guilt and fear. She wants a chance to make amends, to hug Nate, and to show him that she truly loves him and wants to continue this relationship. Audra not only wants forgiveness from Nate but also hopes that he will sympathize with her, understand that she was overwhelmed by what happened in the past. For Nate, it is not easy for him to accept everything. At first, he feels betrayed and cannot understand why Audra kept it from him for so long. However, after listening to her sincere apologies, Nate gradually understands how Audra feels. He realized that sometimes the past can be a heavy burden that cannot be easily left behind. Audra was not perfect, but it was important that she was honest with him and expressed remorse. Nate understood that sometimes in a relationship, both partners need to learn to forgive and not let the past affect the present too much with a feeling of hurt but also love. Nate declares that the past is the past and should not be a reason for them to not continue to build a future. This does not mean that he will forget everything easily, but at least he is ready for a new beginning. Nate's forgiveness is not an easy thing, but his love and trust for Audra are strong enough to help him open up and continue his journey with her. Audra feels relieved to hear Nate say that the past is no longer important. This gives her a new hope, and she feels freed from the guilt that has weighed her down all this time. She vows that from now on, she will not hide anything from Nate anymore. The secrets of the past, the feelings that she tried to hide, will now be shared honestly and openly. In that moment, Audra felt a stronger connection to Nate than ever before. She no longer felt guilty, but instead, a sense of freedom in being able to love someone without having to hide anything. Audra gently told Nate that she had told him everything, that there was nothing left to hide, and that she hoped that they would continue to walk together, no matter how challenging the road ahead was. Nate, with all the emotions he was trying to contain, could not resist the urge to be close to Audra. He hugged her, and in a moment of peace amidst the mixed emotions, they shared a passionate kiss. It was a loving embrace, showing that despite the difficulties, despite how many things were left unresolved, they were willing to continue this relationship. The relationship between Audra and Nate is not only a story of forgiveness, but also a lesson in patience, trust, and love. Through all the trials, secrets, and pains of the past, they learned to understand each other better, and more importantly, learned to love each other sincerely. Forgiveness is not easy, but with understanding and compassion, Audra and Nate found their way to continue together. As they stood there, in each other's arms, they both knew that this relationship would not be perfect, but they would always fight for it. And with each passing day, they would learn to love and forgive, to build a bright future together, where there would be no more secrets, no more doubts, but only trust and sincere love. Subscribe to our channel to get the latest information.